Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button the way that female high school teachers smash their students, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number 1, black people wonder where Arabs took their ancestors when they captured them as slaves. And they also wonder why there aren't any black people in Arab lands. Looks like the Arabs lobbed off their gonads so they could never have descendants, and plus they didn't want them smashing their wives and making a mess of their harems. People say they did this because of intelligence. I think it's wrong. I think it's because of jealousy. They were insecure of Tyrone's massive swing. Up next, this is what a Norm Macdonald joke is all about. This guy says that no one sees him working at 4 a.m. or preparing his meals, and that nobody sees any of these things because he doesn't do them. The point of Norm Macdonald jokes is to create an elaborate story with no payoff to the joke. It's all about making you feel like the joke for even listening to it. It's to make you feel embarrassed for being stupid enough to fall for it in the first place. Number 3, and speaking of working out, this is the world we live in where people would rather take a pill to lose weight instead of doing it the old-fashioned way. The question we should be asking is, why is everyone so allergic to pain and discipline? People prefer the less painful option. Although if you spend your entire life avoiding pain, then eventually you start feeling pain from too much pleasure. That's something most people don't realize. Then at that point, pain for some reason starts to feel pleasurable. Moving on, men under the age of 24 returning to the homophobic views of past generations. Why wouldn't they when gay people are taking their jobs just for bending over and taking it up their poop shoots like a champ? Plus remember that Gen Z, the majority of them, their parents are conservatives. So it's just right-wing views being passed down from their father. The leftists are recruiting slower than the right-wingers are reproducing. Also, it's not exactly homophobia, but it's actually disgust. Number 5, what's the difference between Spanish women and Latinas? They speak the same language and get just as angry. Shouldn't the one on the right be fatter and have a mustache, though? Also, is it my imagination, or does she actually look like a man? Then again, maybe all this stereotyping is wrong because here we have a Mexican on the left and a Spanish woman on the right. But as you know, there are always exceptions to the rule. I don't go by appearances alone, but by IQ. Spain, the average IQ is 102, and Mexico it's 94. Before I continue the meme madness, let me first tell everyone about today's sponsor, Tiege Hanley. I've partnered with Tiege Hanley for this video, and they make this uncomplicated skincare system specifically designed for men. It's simple to use, and even a monkey on a typewriter can figure out how to apply it following the instructions. Inside the box you'll get a face wash to clean your skin morning and night, an exfoliating scrubber pads to unclog your pores and smooth your skin out, plus a morning moisturizer with an SPF 20 sunscreen protection, as well as a nighttime moisturizer or acne serum to rejuvenate your skin overnight. I was in Florida recently, and this set came in very handy after I got some sun exposure, and it took me a couple minutes each day to put it on. Tiege Hanley has received over 25,000 5-star reviews and shipped out 3 million boxes to customers just like you. So it's time to put your best foot and face forward. If it can help Justin clean the shoe polish off his face after a night of playing Mr. Dress-Up, then it can definitely help you too. Right now, if you click the link below, you get up to 40% off your first skincare system. Plus, they're also including a free gift worth $20. The sponsor link is down below at the top of the description or comment section. And now back to the memes. Up next, get ready to date crazy. This 41-year-old liberal spinster bought 7 billboards to find a husband in California. Don't you just want to get up to those big beautiful eyes every morning, as well as that nervous smile? I visited the website so you don't have to, and it smells like cat litter and desperation. She's 42 now and wants to get married and have kids in the next 2 to 3 years. Then I mentioned that she also loves cats. Number 7, here's the sad state of affairs if you were born between 1997 and 2004. You can't get a relationship because of dating apps. You can't get an entry-level job and career because of AI. And housing is way too expensive for you to ever be able to afford a home. I'd say in Canada it's worse with people born from 1987 and onwards, unless you have a parent that actually gave you a down payment. Here's what people born after 1960 look like at their vacation home. Moving on, as Gen Z ages faster, celebrities like Dakota Johnson are sleeping 14 hours a day as their personal care secret. Her mother was hot in Cherry 2000, and I'm still hoping they make another Cherry 2000 film one day. The first one was a campy B movie, and the second one would be awesome. Maybe it should be made using artificial intelligence. As for sleeping that long, she's probably only doing it because she's a Nepo baby and can get away with it. I go to sleep and let my body wake me up naturally without any alarm clocks. Number 9, here's more insanity from women. Now they're saying that men need to lower their standards on dating apps. Isn't it the other way around though? What women actually mean is that chads need to lower their standards because all of the other men are invisible to women. Here's me a few hours from now lowering my standards on Tinder to see what's out there. It's mostly just fat Filipinas and Latina gold diggers out there. To be honest though, this looks like more fun than the dating apps would ever be. Up next looks like MGTOW is one as men without kids who've never been married are a rapidly growing group. And people are wondering why it's happening. It's because men are done. Most men these days would rather become genetic dead ends instead of dealing with women. Men don't want to get yelled at and live with a constant threat of divorce grape looming over their heads. Who wants to live in that kind of fear? Society thinks that men are perpetually horny and stupid, and we're now proving them wrong. Number 11, here's one of the reasons that men are staying single as well. This woman sold her boyfriend's shoe collection after catching him following other women. Tell me you're jealous without telling me. Also, what kind of effeminate man collects shoes? Isn't that something that women do? She should be arrested because it's a felony due to the cost of shoes being over $1,000. You never hear men doing stuff like this because I've never known a single woman to have an expensive collection in anything. Moving on, Africa's a wild place as a truck carrying books fell over and there were no looters. I think the same thing would pretty much happen anywhere in the world these days because most people are too lazy to read anymore. We're quickly becoming a soy society of fools where we will pay a monthly AI subscription so that an agent will do all the thinking for us. Meanwhile, here's another accident on the continent where beer was actually involved. Number 13, this Canadian politician was a member of the Conservative Party, but she changed sides and became a Liberal, and a week or two later the Conservative Party got a majority. And now they'll probably try and pass all kinds of woke legislation. Floor crossing for politicians is only done in Canada and the United Kingdom. This is insane as one party can bribe members of the other party to switch sides. The Liberals taking power like this has disgusted me so much that I won't be voting in future elections because it doesn't matter anymore. Up next, the man who ended Irina Zaritska has been found incapable of proceeding on charges of murder. Why am I not surprised? Also, where are the white rioters to burn down the city of Charlotte because of all this? If they came out of the woodwork, I bet the same thing that happened to the January 6th protesters would also happen to them. My guess is that this murderer won't even be locked up in an asylum. They'll just release him back on the streets to do it all over again. Number 15, meanwhile in Indonesia, a couple got flogged 100 times each for having premarital sex. Maybe we need to bring something like this back to the West too. The Chads and Stacys would be unrecognizable after they've each had a dozen floggings. This probably happened in the Aceh province, which is governed by Sharia law. But seriously, this is more like 17th century justice even though we're living in the 21st. Moving on, here's how crazy leftoids are. They want men to date women their own age so they can get a crack at dating a top-tier man. When this guy tells them she's a prostitute, they rejoice, because they've been socially conditioned to believe that sex work is also work. It's pure NPC behavior at this point. And women like that want everyone else to end up as miserable as they are. Sex work is real work, but if you pay for it, you're a rapist, because sex workers are also victims, don't you know? Number 17, what the hell is going on in the Netherlands? Where they euthanized a teenage boy because he had autism and was joyless in life and terribly lonely. How long before they start making stuff like this mandatory for all depressed incels out there? As far as I'm concerned, the only valid reason to euthanize yourself is if you've got terminal cancer and the pain is unbearable. Last year I experienced 10 months worth of pain worse than death because I cheated on my diets. But even still I was optimistic things would improve and they eventually did. Up next, why is this a difference between kids' haircuts today and those cut back in the 80s when I was a kid? Putting the dated hairstyle aside for a minute, kids when I grew up didn't have expensive hairdos until the 90s. In the 80s, my mother cut my hair in the backyard, and it was terrible and crooked. As a result, I don't want to look at any of my childhood photos. As far as I'm concerned, that was indirect abuse because the other kids attacked and insulted me because of it. Number 19 looks like the Strait of Hormuz is the world's most dangerous strait. I'd still love to visit it though, even though it's filled with mines and drones will strike me. But I honestly don't think that's a strait. It's more like a Bermuda Triangle because men's hopes and dreams go in, but they never come out. Also, what better place to find camel toes than on the Arabian Peninsula? I bet you didn't notice that India was also in the wrong place here, did you? Moving on, an unnamed trader put in a $52 million short position on oil before the peace agreement between America and Iran, which is a fake one, came out. That person made $174 million in only 3 hours. Looks like he's probably also a better trader than Pelosi too. Trump and his buddies are raking in billions, manipulating the markets up and down. They've never made nearly as much over the last 50 years in the real estate business. Being a president means you can actually make a killing, literally and figuratively. Number 21, what's wrong with women these days? This one lured her boyfriend in by asking him to help her, and then had him beaten while she filmed it. This must also be a photo of the ex before he was lured in, because all I see here is a man and not a woman. If this isn't a dude, then that's one of the most masculine looking women I've ever seen. My final answer is that this is probably just a trans woman. Up next, what's Pete's secret with women? Why does he keep scoring with all these hotties? Most men would be lucky to get one woman like this their entire lifetime, let alone 3 or more. Isn't it obvious though? He's tall, famous, rich, and probably packing in his pantaloons as well. He has something that every woman wants, including his facial symmetry. He also has a great sense of humor and can make them laugh. What doesn't he have? Number 23, finally women are complaining about migrants in the UK. In a Scottish town, it's gone so bad that schoolgirls carry grape alarms after they've been stalked by migrant hotel residents. And I'm sure they won't blame the rapists, but will say that the British men need to step up and protect the women's. As for the police, why don't they come to help? Oh, that's right, because they're busy arresting people for posting mean tweets. Moving on, back in my day, they used to ask kids if they were sexually active. Today, the better question to ask is if they were ever socially active. Most guys don't even have one good friend, let alone a girlfriend. But then again, what do I know? Because today we have hookup culture, which means that if you're good looking, you can be sexually active but not socially active. Friends with benefits has become bigger than we think. Number 25 and the last one looks like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are finally getting divorced. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it because both of them have been living apart together for the last 10 years in separate houses. It's just the whole living apart together trend. That's the only way I'd ever have another relationship again. Living with someone wrecks the relationship. Although in their case, living apart also wrecked their relationship too. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and Subscribe Star links. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.